Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. So I feel very honored that I've been given a chance to glorify Maharaj on this special appearance day celebration of his. So I'd like to start by offering my pranams. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pastyatya Desatharine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Charu Swami Iti Namine Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vande Gurum Isya Bhaktam Isya Avatarakam Tat Prakasham Chatat Shaktis Shri Chaitanya Samyakam. So, the first verse of the Chaitanya Charitamrita is a beautiful glorification where the devotee is offering pranams to all the spiritual masters, Vande Gurun, plural, Isya Bhaktam, and all the devotees of the Lord, Isya Avatarakam, and to all the incarnations, Tat Prakasham, Tat Shaktis, and also to all the Lord's energies and plenary portions, Shri Chaitanya Samyakam. And then lastly, but not leastly, to the Supreme Lord Himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, in trying to appreciate the glories of a Vaishnava, I was reading through Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 17, verse number 28. It's the pastime of Chitraketu Maharaj. And Parvati is trying to understand what is the glories of a devotee? How come a devotee is so glorious? So she's asking Lord Shiva to explain to her, how is it that a devotee is so glorious like this? So this verse comes there. Narayana para sarve na kutascha bhibhayati svarga apavarga narakkesu apitulyati darshana. So in this verse, Lord Shiva is actually explaining to Parvati that Svarga Apavarga Narakkesu, the devotee of the Lord, it doesn't matter where he goes. His complete dedication is in the service of the Lord. Svarga or Narakkesu. Svarga Apavarga Narakkesu. And when I read this verse, I was just completely remembering His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, especially in his last sojourn to America, where he's describing that this place is actually hellish, but who'll go there to save the devotees from there? Somebody has to do it. And Maharaj took that leadership role of showing us by his own example how to go, how to do, how to preach. So Maharaj showed us by his own example how to lead, how to go to these places and try to help the devotees that are there. So Srila Prabhupada writes here in the purport to this verse, although Chitraketu provided one example of tolerance and excellence, all the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord as eternal servants are glorious. So Prabhupada is explaining that whoever does this, whoever takes shelter of the Lord, irrespective of their proximity or geolocation, the mood of going to these places selflessly, just Krishna Anushilanam, just to please Krishna. This is the definition of bhakti that is given, that it's Krishna Anushilanam. Whatever we're doing is devoid of karma and gyan, and it's Krishna Anushilanam. It's dedicated towards pleasing Krishna. That is their pleasure, whether they have to go to heaven or hell. So Maharaj, for me personally, exemplified this in a very deep way. Here in Mayapur, we celebrated Sanatana Goswami's Thirubhav Tithi on the 4th of July, and it was the day that Maharaj disappeared from this world. And then another auspicious day was when we put him into Samadhi here, was Lokanath Goswami's Abhibhav Tithi. And during the Muhurta, in the morning Muhurta, 8:30 of that day, 13th of July, Maharaj's body was put into Samadhi here. So very, very auspicious times. I was fortunate, one of my good friends is a disciple of Maharaj. So we went the day before to the Samadhi site, because nobody was allowed there during the Samadhi time due to the COVID restrictions. So we went there and we were able to put a few handfuls of mitti, earth, into the Samadhi area before Maharaj's body comes in. So at least we had a chance to offer some earth at his lotus feet. And I was thinking at that time, Maharaj, you offered such nectar to the world in your association, in your classes, and in your kirtans. But here I'm offering you mud. I'm offering you earth. And then I reflected, well, at least I could offer something. I was remembering the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj. Why is it that Nrsingadev has that garland of intestines around his neck? Is because Hiranyakashipu, when he was killed, he was already killed. And he was thinking, I'm also a devotee of the Lord, just like Prahlad. So what can I offer? Prahlad is offering garland. You see that photo of Prahlad offering garland to Nrsingadev. What can I offer that resembles a garland? This intestine resembles a garland. So he offers that. And the Lord accepts. So I was meditating on that Maharaj, please forgive me that I'm offering you mud. But at the same time, it's all that I have that I can offer you. And at the same time, it is the sacred land, the sacred earth of Mayapur Dham, which was his life and soul. He dedicated a lot of time here as a GBC. He joined here. He was born on the 17th of September 1945, and he went on a venture to Rishikesh after his studies, and he was trying to find salvation, moksha, he describes. And he came back to Calcutta, and then that's where he got the nectar of devotion. And it's interesting, then he went to Prayag, where Rupa Goswami got his instructions from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayag. And he meets Prabhupada there at the Kumbh Mela. And then in March, he gets initiated the next year, 77. And everybody is stunned that who is this new boy? Everybody is stunned. Even Tamal Krishna Maharaj, out of concern, he asked Prabhupada, you're giving him first and second? And Prabhupada says, you don't know this person. And then a few months later, on the Snan Purnima, he gets his sannyas. And thereafter, he completely transforms the planet by his beautiful classes, by his beautiful achar, behavior, and by his beautiful kirtans. I heard a comment once by Shivaram Maharaj that you cannot sing like this just in one lifetime. That just melted my heart, that one cannot sing like the way Maharaj sings just in one lifetime or by practice. This is coming from another level. So he was appreciated very deeply by all his god brothers for his deep wisdom. He was consulted for difficult situations. He took up difficult projects where projects were collapsing. He would take it up to try to salvage it. He really had a very big heart to try to help devotees, irrespective of whether they were his disciples or not. So what we're sharing is just a drop of the drop of Maharaj's glories. Bhakti Charu Sindhu Bindu. Just the drop of Maharaj's glories. In the scripture, there's described that there's two types of Bhagavata. There's the book Bhagavata and the devotee Bhagavata. And without the devotee Bhagavata showing by example, what is the value of the book Bhagavata? Because the book is just philosophy. But when you see the philosophy in action, when you see how one loves and cares and so concerned about others, when you see that, then it brings the value of the book to life. And Maharaj showed that with just such deep love, care and concern for everyone who came into contact with him. In the 26 qualities of the devotee, there are many qualities there that stand out, and I'm sure we can attribute all of them to Maharaj. But one of the striking ones is Maharaj's mildness. I was looking at the 26 qualities yesterday, and I was saying, which one strikes me as His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj? And I said, he encompasses all of it. He embodies all of it. But he's such a mild person. That smile of his was so amazing. It was just, I remember His Holiness Kadamba Kanad Maharaj once sharing in a very jolly way that, when we have to do fundraising, it's such an effort to get people to donate and be part of the project. But all you have to do is just invite Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, and he'll just smile at them and they'll take out their wallets. Yes, Maharaj had such an enchanting smile. So I'd like to also, in conclusion, remember Maharaj in the 5 rasas that are there. So Nectar of Devotion describes there are 5 rasas. Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras. And I've seen that Maharaj was able to connect to each one of these rasas in his own way and express it in his own way. So Shantaras we know in the form of the classes that he's given us, in the instructions that he's given us. He's still present, and his relationship with us through those instructions and guidance. And who will forget his request that never leave ISKCON? No matter what, never leave ISKCON. Even to the point of him asking his disciples, for those who take initiation, to honor that point at the point of initiation. So Shantaras, Dasyaras, who forget the service that he offered to Srila Prabhupada. It was just in 1 year. Can you imagine you serve somebody for 1 year and you dedicate your whole life to that person? He couldn't stop serving Prabhupada. He couldn't stop talking about Prabhupada. He couldn't stop telling the whole world who this great person was. And I will always remember him for that, because he instilled that deep mood of service to Prabhupada in my heart. There are many things that we get from great Vaishnavas. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastra Koi, Lobamatar Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So just a moment's association with a great devotee, just Lobamatra, just a moment, can completely change our lives. So for me, Maharaj has instilled that deep appreciation for Prabhupada and that deep dedication to Prabhupada's mission and Lord Chaitanya. So Dasya, how he served Prabhupada. And then Satyaras, what a friend he was to his god brothers, who confided in him and appreciated his deep wisdom on the Vedic understanding and what Prabhupada tried to share. And then Vatsalya, to all his disciples, he really gave everybody shelter, just like a parent would. And then Madhurya, when we hear him sing the Gopi Geet especially, I think nobody can hear him sing the Gopi Geet and their heart won't move. We were so fortunate to hear it so many times, and we still remember him for that glorification. So in different ways, Krishna has given us a glimpse of a great personality that has walked amongst us and given us a glimpse of what is pure bhakti, pure devotion, pure dedication to the spiritual master and to Krishna's mission. So for that, I'm very grateful to Maharaj. And on this glorious day of his appearance, I wish to ask the blessings of all his disciples that you are so fortunate to have a spiritual master like that. And I also wish to share with you at this difficult time that we are a family, as he always propagated, and we take shelter as a family to each other, and we try to help each other as a family. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj ki jai. Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.